For those of you that don't know me, I'm Ken Orr. I'm Deputy Chair of Shooters Fishers Farmers, and I generally come out and speak about biosecurity and fisheries for the party. As many of you know, we've had a really big week with the pollution issue at the salmon ponds, and there was a major toxic blast came down the river, flowed through into the salmon ponds, killed around 120,000 fish and polluted the ponds. 2.3 kilometres upstream is a site which I call, well, it's a shit dump as far as I'm concerned. It takes waste salmon products, it takes waste from the newsprint mills, takes hard waste, green waste and liquid waste. And whatever it was that came down that river, down the Plenty River, took the oxygen out of the river and the fish basically suffocated. The Plenty River was contaminated with this flow, and we really don't know what happened to the Plenty yet. Certainly the salmon ponds, we know what happened there, it killed fish. But there are a lot of natives in that Plenty River. We've got native galaxids in there, which are the native trout of Australia. We've got eels, and we've got lovely platypus, which frequent that whole area, and you'll see in the salmon ponds at times. I know I was calling for Te Pipui to actually get in there and do some testing of the water above and below this shit farm, and I believe that's been carried out in the last week. Results aren't known yet. No matter who I contact, they seem to be gagged in being able to talk about it from the minister down, and the EPA is the only one who's saying anything. And really we're not getting any information from the EPA, really am not getting the information we need. There needs to be transparency with this whole thing. This Plenty River runs into the Derwent just above the water outtake for the Hobart water supply, and who knows what could happen. That whole river, the whole Plenty River, is used by the farmers that live on it for both irrigation and domestic use. 4 years ago, that we actually filmed a documentary on 150 years celebration of the salmon ponds. It's unique in what it is, it's unique in the world, and it was the first time any viable fish product had been moved from one country to another, never mind one hemisphere to another. So this is a world significant place, and it needs to be protected, and it's only us that can do it. Obviously the government are not really interested, and I'm calling on everybody, anglers, anyone who watches this, to share it, get it out there, and let's start putting some pressure on the EPA, on our ministers, and let's get change in the air. We need this to change now, and I'm not going to stop until we've got that change, and until this composting site, or shit farm as I call it, ceases operation. It should never have been there. It's in a totally wrong place. It's on a fragile watershed, and we need it out of there. So let's see if we can share this and kick up a noise. And I'm not used to doing sort of podcasts or whatever we call this, but I'm asking the community to get behind me, and let's see whether we can make change and save our salmon ponds.